Hey guys, Rob Murphy from Holistic Healing Choices here. Now today we're having a look at the mobile app Wysa. So Wysa is like a little virtual friend, therapist friend, that has exercises, techniques and everything else that you could possibly want to help you overcome some of your anxiety or other issues. Now, does it work? Is it as good as some of the other apps out there at doing these sort of things? Let's jump in and find out. Okay, so we jump in. And this is our screen that we're greeted with Wysa. When you initially set it up, you will go through your age, make a nickname like Robbles, like I've added on there for myself, and a whole bunch of other things that you'd want to talk about or get out of the app. Now, they do offer a 7-day free trial as well. So this is currently what I'm using for their premium version. So you can see here, I drag my little smiley up and down to show how good of a day I'm having. Now, as good as it gets, and you get to go through and select what gave you your energy. I did something fun. I worked out. I did a whole bunch of stuff. I got a compliment. Why not? So it is like you're texting and chatting in between something else. So this is our little friend up here, up the top, which you can't click on. But yeah. And so on and so forth. Now, the text exchanges do go for a long time. So one little con that I have with that is that it takes time for him to type. Even though it is an AI generated thing, it does take that time. So if you're strapped for time, you might not be able to get through everything that he's got to say. Let's just go through a little exercise now and just see what they do. And we have our little video of 40 seconds. Now, do we have volume for this one? But I'm connected to Bluetooth speakers, so I'll just turn that off. So you can see we just have a little looping video there. We have a bit of volume. And go back. Done. Or you can do another one. So it looks like we've got a few little exercises on there that you can do just for that. Do you feel better? Yes. Okay, so let's get out of the text chat bit. And this is normally your main screen. So here, you're home. So you can talk to your little 4 a.m. friend about little issues and stuff that you may be having. And that goes into that again. You can go into a pause moment. So the halo of love, letting go. Now, this is one that you do follow on here as well. I haven't seen the option once again for these things to vibrate when they want me to breathe in, breathe out, but this one does give you more instructions as well, and so on and so forth. So that's those ones. You can manage your health, 9 steps, 9 exercises for anxiety to get over that. Worried about COVID? Let's have a look at that because that's a big issue. And once again, we're into our text chats with him, start, and it seems to do that little bit. And we have an SOS button up here, which is really cool as well. So you can create a safety plan. And you go to an international crisis hotline, an international child helpline, or just grounding for panic. So that's a nice, easy addition that you can just go in, open the app, straight into your SOS stuff. Now, you can use your voice to help talk through your anxiety as well.
Hey, Robbles, I'm Wysa.
Like that. One of the biggest things, and they do push this a lot as well, I haven't actually tried it because you do have to pay a lot extra for it, is that they have therapists for this app. Now, I have seen a review on Reddit where they say, your little journal here, your therapist has access to that and can allow you to, or tell you to what to write in there, what feelings, whatever else, and they can review that outside of the app. They can tell you to do that before the session, after the session, during the session, whatever. And they can come and go and keep a check on you as well in between sessions. So this is my journey for what I've done with the app. Now, you've got your settings there as well, but you can get a therapist, and so 12 sessions at 50% off. So $24.99 a session, $300 for all of them after my 7-day trial period. Or 4 sessions at 17% off, or just 1 session at $50. So they take a fair bit of money, and I'm not interested in that for myself, but review-wise, I have seen that it has been quite helpful, quite good for some other people. So 13 exercises to beat stress, once again, into our little text chat where it comes up with how to declutter your mind. And we go into a basic little exercise with those. So here, rediscover your strengths, once again, into our text chat. So they really do make it about chatting with Wysa, our little penguin. And they're to you can easily go in and continue your conversation from a few seconds ago. Then we've got all of the self-care that you could poke a stick at there as well. And all easy to find, easy to use. So that's Wysa. Now, do I find it helpful? Yeah, it is quite easy. Now, there have been times where I went through and just mucking about with it to see what it was all about became confusing with some of the answers. So the answers of what was good today? Oh, my wife's butt, about it, touching it or whatever else. And then it said, oh, so touching it became, the problem was touching it or something. And it didn't make a lot of sense. Maybe because I was just adding nonsense answers in there. I think if you really paid attention and really put thought into what you're answering, you would get what you want out of the app. Usability, very good. Very easy to find where you are, very easy to get out of things and get back to your home and go on to what you want and find what you want. The therapist idea, very good. Affordable, but something I haven't tried out myself, but seems like something that is very useful if you need it. The SOS function, love that. Love being able to just jump in straight away. You get the help that you might need right then and there. And Wysa himself, not as much interactivity as I would have liked coming from, say, Finch. That app had, you wanted to look after him, you wanted to talk to him. Whereas this one, it's, more of a robot, more trying to be like a real person than actually succeeding in that. But it's given a shot. So all up, I believe this app deserves, this app really does deserve a 9 out of 10. It is trying things and trying them and succeeding in them very well. You have a whole host of self-help things for yourself. There's therapist access. So if you actually want to talk to a real person, it's right there for you to do and access through the app. And seems to be, from the reviews I've read, very helpful. And you can type some stuff into the app or talk through the app and they can actually see what you've been going through and then bring that up in the next session if needed. The usability and everything else, the cost for it is pretty reasonable because we're looking at about $80 Australian a year, which isn't too bad for these sort of apps. There have been apps in the past that I've reviewed where you pay a lot more for a lot less. Will you go through all the exercises? Maybe. But you can easily do them again and get more value out of it. You will have different answers, more than likely, getting out of it. And it's always there, reminding you, sending you a little thing to check up on you, to check in with your mood, to check in with yourself, how you've been doing, why you've been having that mood as well. So it does keep going with the support. And that's really important for these sort of apps. This is Wysa. What do you think of it? Have you used it? Would you use it? Would you use the therapist? What do you think of having a therapist on hand with that, being able to schedule a session in the app for you're able to use when and where you feel appropriate and having it over the phone rather than face to face? Anyway guys, whatever it is, leave a comment down below and I'll see you in the next video.